play-ins are looking to be some of the most hyped matches yet. While there are clear favorites, there is definitely upset potential from many teams here. With that being said, let's get started. Washington vs Paris. This has the potential to be a banger. Their last meeting ended in a 3-2 victory for Washington, but times have changed. Washington had a fairly abysmal countdown cup and the meta doesn't seem to be changing. But Paris looks rather shaky as well. While they were able to beat Dallas, they lost 3-1 to a Boston who lost to Vancouver. So, who can come out on top? Honestly, this could go either way. Washington is due for some wins, but I simply can't trust them right now. They seem too unconfident and mentally boomed recently. I think it'll come down to mentals, which I believe Paris to have the edge here. They have the incentive of sticking it to the league for screwing them over, and have great mentals in general. Washington are boomed recently, and while they definitely have the talent advantage, I expect them to just be boomed. I predict Paris to advance in 3-1 fashion. Toronto vs Boston. Toronto actually look pretty good right now. Hangzhou is amazing, Aspire is great, Michelle is popping, and Lastro and Sado are showing hints of their old selves. I think they're a real threat coming in here. I think that in general they are the better team to Boston, plus Boston is probably pretty boomed after their recent week. I give up to Toronto in 3-1 fashion. Hangzhou vs Philadelphia. Hangzhou looks absolutely miserable. Their coaching is a mess, half of their players seem invisible and the meta doesn't seem to be changing. Compared to a Philadelphia Fusion who are on their redemption arc, I really doubt they can do much. Fusion win 3-0. Philadelphia Fusion vs Seoul Dynasty. This should worry Seoul a bit. Fusion definitely has the best chance here compared to other games. They can move away from the somber comp and into the echo comps with Shockwave. However, I'm going to have to give it to Seoul. While I think the teams are about matched talent-wise, maybe Fusion edging it out a bit, Seoul has had Fusion's number consistently this year. Fusion for some reason can close it out against them. Plus, playoffs profit and gesture can carry. This match is honestly 50-50, but I'm giving it to Seoul 3-2. San Francisco Shock vs Paris Eternal. I expect the Shock to pick Paris because Toronto is pretty unanimously known as the better team, and I expect the trend to keep up in play-ins. Paris is going to be desperate and put up a good fight, but frankly I doubt Shock can be touched by anyone in these play-ins. I have to trust Krusty to not make any more weird substitutions, but they should know what works for them by now. Shock are a strong team and have to show that here and now. I give it to the Shock 3-1. Houston Outlaws vs Toronto Defiant. I smell an upset. Houston hasn't looked anywhere near as good as before. While they tend to start strong, they have gotten stomped out of knockouts twice. They seem inflexible and fold like a lawn chair against tough opposition. But that doesn't mean they are bad. They beat the Florida, who were back on track, in the Shock. I think it really comes down to Toronto. If they play like they did against Paris and Atlanta and stop shoving Nest into games where he doesn't belong, they should win. And I think that will happen. Houston has been predictably average recently and I can't trust them to step up. I predict Toronto to take this match in 3-1 fashion. The teams advancing will be the Seoul Dynasty, San Francisco Shock and the Toronto Defiant. Thanks for watching and remember to like and subscribe for more. I make daily Overwatch League content and am trying to hit 100 subs, so any subscription helps greatly. Thanks.